finally been indicted months after she went viral for recording an unconscious man in his own home naked from the waist down. She uploaded the footage to TikTok where nearly 30 million people saw it. And then she called herself the victim.
I'm the one being punished. He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. Like, what's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down? And why am I getting strikes? Like, I'm about to lose my account. I was assaulted. I'm the victim.
You see, the fact that some of you go around, that's what trying to catch a viral moment. I have watched this video and we're about to dissect this shit. They said she was indicted and she deserved that shit. How the fuck are you the victim? Because of a viral moment. You took out your phone to take a man, to take a picture of your client, no, of your customer. Yes. Who was incapacitated, who was what? Unconscious in his house. To what? To fucking post it because of a viral moment. And the fact that when she posted the video, she didn't even blur the man's face. She wrote the man's name that see what? To prove what? And so you are the victim. You deserve whatever you have coming to you. You deserve it.
Victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim.
You keep using that word.
Bullshit.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
You see, Olivia Henderson, the TikToker here, claimed that this man sexually assaulted her during a DoorDash delivery, and that was even though he was completely unconscious the entire time. But when police investigated, they determined that no sexual assault occurred. And as a result of this whole thing, she ended up arrested and charged with 2 felonies. She pled not guilty, and then her case got transferred to county court. And then for a long time, it all went quiet. But now, after months of this case sitting in what felt like legal limbo, DoorDash Girl has officially been indicted by a grand jury in Oswego County. And by the looks of it, the charges are exactly the same as what she was arrested for, which means the prosecution didn't water down a single thing. So in this video, we're going to talk about what the indictment means, what she's facing, and
Before we get into this whole shit, does it make sense to you? You see, and the fact that when you were arrested, you have gone for it. The first thing you did, you start to play the victim mentality. You start to accuse the man of sexual assault. Most of you ladies now, most of you, your first point of what? Your first point of criminal, you always just accuse men. It's always assault, fucking assault. You see, I like it. You deserve that on your TikTok account. You deserve that whatever you have coming to you. They asked you to deliver food. You came to deliver food. The food, you came whether the door was open or not. Drop the food and leave. But some of you are nosy as fuck. You're fucking nosy. Oh. You're nosy. You love to put yourself into people's business. Is it your house? Oh, if he's naked in his house, how does that concern you? Drop the food in front of the door. Door jars. You are door and you are dashing. How would you hear the name of the company you're working with? Door dash. Get on the door, drop the food, and dash away. But here you are. You went there, the door was open, you didn't dash, you looked inside, and you took a video. Are you good? Oh,
and why this might signal that the DA is not necessarily messing around with this case. Let's get into it. Okay, so just to make sure that we're all on the same page here, since it has been a bit since our last video on the subject, let me first give you a quick recap of the case. This is Olivia Henderson. She is 23 years old from Oswego, New York. Back on October 12th, 2025, she was working as a DoorDash driver. And while working, she picked up a Wendy's order and delivered it to a customer in the city of Oswego. Apparently, that customer had selected the option to have his order left at the door. This is important for this case.
And my customer requested that their order be left at their front door. And when I arrived at their house, their front door was wide open. And they were within eyesight of the front door, laying on the couch indecently exposed to me.
However, this conflicts with some reporting that's out there saying that the man actually has ring footage that shows her pushing the door open to see inside his home. And police would apparently later determine through their investigation that this man was incapacitated and unconscious due to alcohol consumption, and that therefore the assault couldn't even have happened in the first place. Now, a reasonable person walking into a situation like this where you have a customer that is unconscious on their couch, half naked, probably would have just set the food down and walked away. And if the door was indeed open, they may have just closed the door for the guy, or maybe even called someone to check in on him to make sure he was okay. But
You see, okay.
Anderson pulled out her phone and recorded him instead.
That's fucked up.
She then
No, you see, this is not fucked up. Well, this is not fucked up. You see, to Anderson just saw a viral moment. So this is my time. This is my fucking time. Some of you believe it. Social media is going to fuck you people's up. I don't know why. Because of social media validation. Because of what? You want to go viral. Any small moment, you are taking out your phone. You see, I've always believed that when it comes to people, I believe that there's two. No, I tell people. Those who observe, they see something that observe, they mind the business, no matter what is happening, they will not help, they will not involve themselves. Another second people, when something is happening, they'll try to what? Involve themselves, try to what? Try to what? Dissolve the situation. Now have a third type of people, medicine. When something is happening, they will stand back, they'll take out their phone to video it. They won't do nothing, but they're videoing it just to post it out there. You see the fact that he ordered food from what? He ordered food and he said, leave the food in front of what? My doorstep. You see, when you got there, she claims that the door was open and he was lying down half naked in his house. You call it inappropriate. You see, as a normal human being, you see, as a normal homo sapien, if your upstairs is working, you drop the food there and leave and you bounce. That doesn't concern you. But Dawn is and they said what in his ring camera, it was not the door was closed. You were the one what that opened the door. What are you a thief? Are you a beggar? No, let's get this straight. It was said that DoorDash leave my food in front of my door. But here you are. You went there, nosy medicine. Fucking nosy. You opened the door to see what is happening. Now when you open the door, you see, as that's how I know that your survival skills is what? Is what? It's low as fuck. You can get yourself killed. You open the door, you saw someone in his house, incapacitated, half naked, and your first thought is to pick up your fucking phone to record the person. Does that make sense? And after recording the person, you created the whole scenario. That this is messed up. This is fucked up. What? Playing the victim, posting it online. You see, some of you see that the job never meant nothing to you. No, it meant nothing to you. You see, it meant nothing to you. You're looking for a viral moment and you got it. But when you are caught, your next point of action was so you're the victim. How are you a victim? For you are ungrateful little brat. That's a fucking know what to do. Who believe that the world should revolve around you? But nothing. No, nothing's going to revolve around you. You see, this is what I say. Actions have consequences. Your choices will lead to a consequences. If you don't have the ability to think for yourself, this is what will happen to you. You believe every moment is a viral moment. Your, your first thought when you saw him there is drop the food and leave. Or what will you do? You call the cops, you call now, you call that what you saw your client is incapacitated. But no, your first is that where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? I'm about to go viral on TikTok. Yes, you're now viral, bro. You get viral in the fucking prison, bro. You're not indicted.
uploaded that video to TikTok with no censorship over his body, and she included his first name in the caption, not to mention the front of his house. And this video racked up nearly 30 million views before TikTok finally took it down. And then she uploaded it again before TikTok took it down once again.
You guys, my account is currently at risk of being banned because I had to explain my story one time, right? They took the video down and gave my account a strike. So I explained my story again and censored the video that I have just so they can't take it down for the same reason. They took it down for the same reason again, and now my account has a second strike. Guess what? If I get one more strike, I'm banned from TikTok. So not only
And then she went on a TikTok campaign of sorts, claiming that this man sexually assaulted her. But here's something worth noting, which I have talked about in previous videos before. When she says that she was assaulted by the guy, she didn't go to the police first. Instead, she first uploaded to TikTok. Then she reported to DoorDash second, apparently. And she only went to the police after commenters on her viral video suggested that she should do it.
And they sent a police officer over to speak to me in person and watch the video that I have. And then he asked me to email it to him, and he asked me if I want to press charges, like what do I want to come from this?
And the sequence of events is potentially important. I would imagine that the prosecution is likely to put it in front of a jury so that they can understand that her allegations of sexual assault were not really legitimate, that she didn't have a good faith belief in them if the first place that she went to was TikTok as opposed to the police. Now, on top of that, DoorDash did respond to this whole situation.
You know, see, of course you go to TikTok. That is the whole point of that's the whole point. You see, the validation she needed, the likes, the views, the comments. You see, once you got 30 million, I'm going to break this thing down bit by bit. Once you got 30 million what? 30 million views. That thing bust the brain. It bust the brain, I'm telling you. It bust time. She couldn't understand what is happening. Ah, that's why I got 30 million views. Damn. Some people are there. When they get 30 million views, like the heads off. So what? So was British was happy. When they took down the video, what did she do? She said, "No, I must speak this viral moment." You went back, you censored the video and went back on it again. They took it down again. And you got two strikes. You're complaining what you want. You're fucking what? Ooh, your account's about to ban. Does that make sense? And what is that getting me pissed off to this day? What's supposed to get me pissed off is that when things is not working, you guys are using the victim card and sexual assault. If you are assaulted, the first point of contact is the police officer. Your first point of contact. But no, it's after series of this are happening to you. You start to use the victim card. He assaulted me, and who do you go to first? TikTok. You see, this is how you have to know that society is fucked up. Yes, society's standard is fucked up because she thought that if you use the victim card, you just believe that because she's a woman. It's not gonna work that way. When this proof, say you went to TikTok first, you lied on this young man. After you had that, you went to fucking DoorDash. DoorDash again, you got to report sexual assault. If you were sexual assaulted, as you claim, you have moved your cup straight. But no, you're just doing videos. You're still trying to what? To capitalize on the viral moment, or still trying to catapult yourself up. Look at this shit. In a separate video posted on TikTok, Anderson said that she has notified DoorDash of the incident and the company has banned the customer. Yeah, and she said that DoorDash has also banned them without explanation. Of course. Oh, and you see, I will say it over and over again. DoorDash was what? Your means of making a living. And you are just fucking up with it. Nobody cares about you. You are trying to use the guide what as a lever to move yourself up. But here you are. Some of you, you deserve whatever is happening to you. You fucking deserve it. No sympathy, nothing. Ah,
First, they banned the customer and Henderson. Then, because this incident went so viral, DoorDash actually put out their own statement about it on TikTok. There, they said that posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing personal details publicly is a clear policy violation, and that was the only reason that her account was deactivated. But you know, Henderson was not happy about any of it. And the thing she seems to have been most upset about was the fact that she wasn't going to get paid for the views on the viral videos since they had been taken down by TikTok.
And they took down my video. They were gonna have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were gonna have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope, they took that right down. They took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope.
And that's something that is going to be probably important to show her intent in posting these videos in the first place. By the way, if you need help with a real legal issue in your life, contact us at the Bites Law Group at bites.law. We're partnered with firms all across the US. So if you go to the link in the description below, we can help you find quality representation in your jurisdiction. Anyway, as I was saying, I mentioned earlier that the Oswego City
And I hope you guys have seen her. You have seen her intent. The whole reason why she posted the video. You see, she was complaining that they had to pay her. You see, so the whole point was trying to make more money. Was trying to make money out of the guy. You see, you can see how people think. You see what how the mentality they have, the bad mentality, the bad thoughts. She was just complaining like, "Where's my money? Where's my money?" You see, that's the whole point. She didn't give a fuck if it was taken down. She get what she cares that because she would have made money out of it. You want to make money out of someone's misery? No, no, sorry, misery. Someone that was even stressed. Yeah, he have drunk alcohol and he's gone. You want to make money out of it? You're complaining. And I will always say this. Some people are there. Your lack of situational awareness, it is so fucking low. And and from her, I know she's fucked up in the sense that the situational awareness is low. She's just seeing things as it is. She maybe supposed to see things the same way she sees it, but that is wrong. And it goes to show you that it's all about her. And this is why she's in this shit. Because her greed when she saw it. This is greedy. Deliver your food and leave. You open the door to see. Are you a fucking thief? I'll say it again. Are you a beggar? You are open to check someone's house and you saw what you're supposed to see. After and normally if you see this thing as a woman, you are supposed to be shocked and you leave there. But you took out your phone. Ah, are you shit?
Police Department investigated Henderson's claims, and they said that they reviewed independent video evidence from the scene. And on top of that, the man apparently cooperated fully and gave a statement. So the police concluded through their investigation that the man was incapacitated and unconscious on his couch due to alcohol consumption, and that no sexual assault had occurred. So on November 10th, 2025, Henderson was arrested by the Oswego City Police Department for recording the man while he was naked and then uploading that recording to the internet. She was charged with 2 felonies. The first count was for unlawful surveillance. That's for the act of actually recording the man with her phone without his consent. And the second count was dissemination of an unlawful surveillance image. That's for the act of uploading that footage to the internet. Then on December 4th, 2025, Henderson showed up at Oswego City Court for her arraignment where she pled not guilty. After that, the case got transferred from Oswego City Court to Oswego County Court. And this is standard in New York for felony cases, as is the case.
You see, you can see from her face lack of remorse. It's always a lack of remorse that it was. I always find it funny on some of these people. Like they believe that no matter what, they win the case. Sometimes, as a human being, you need to understand. I know as a person, you need to understand when your nonsense, when your fucking tantrum has come to an end. You need to understand that sometimes you need to suck it up and take your loss and take the consequences of your choices of your mistakes. But some of you believe so hardly that what you did it is right. You that you're making a living on fucking DoorDash. You are complaining that DoorDash have bound you. You that you're complaining that they don't haven't paid you for 30 million views. You are money hungry. Yes, I can see it, girl. You are money hungry. And you are here. You are here trying again. Trying to what? Trying to prolong the fucking case. Of course. Everyone you try to deny it. Even murderers and robbers. If you ask them, they say that they're not guilty. But when the evidence is packed against, is packed against you over in the sequence of times, when you yourself are at fault for bringing your own evidence out, and you still go there, I'm not guilty. Your spouse was working, no remorse, in the notion that she'll win the case. Yeah. And two counts: the lawful, the lawful what, the unlawful recording of someone, and the unlawful distribution of it. I want now. Let me see how this how many years. What, what she have
In
gotten so?
probably most states. In New York, city courts don't actually have jurisdiction to try felonies, only to do the most basic early appearances. That means that once it goes to a grand jury for an indictment, the case is automatically transferred to county court. So until that grand jury indictment, this case has kind of been in limbo between the two, although it seemed like it was being positioned to be transferred to county court. That said, for a while, it was still very unclear to the public what was really going on until now. And so here's the big update. Olivia Henderson has now been officially indicted by a grand jury in Oswego County. As you can see from her docket here, her case is now listed in the Oswego County court system under an indictment case number. And the charges, let's take a look. As I mentioned before, they are the exact same charges that she was originally arrested for. You can see that count 1 is for dissemination of an unlawful surveillance image, which is Penal Code Section 250.60. And then there's count 2, which is unlawful surveillance brought under Penal Code Section 250.45 sub O1. So the prosecution has not diluted a thing. They didn't downgrade any charges. They didn't drop anything. They brought the exact same felonies to the grand jury. And the grand jury looked at the evidence that was presented to them and said, yep, there's enough evidence here. Proceed towards trial. So let's go over really quickly what a grand jury indictment actually is for anyone who isn't familiar. Similar to a jury that you see in a trial, a grand jury is a panel of people that are from the local community. And the job of a grand jury is to review the evidence from the DA's office and decide one simple question. Is there enough evidence to formally charge a person? Now, unlike a regular trial, grand jury proceedings are actually not open to the public. In fact, typically it's just the prosecutor there presenting evidence to the grand jury. The defense usually doesn't participate at all. So really what that means is that the grand jury only hears one side of the case here. And that's one of the reasons why indictments are pretty notoriously easy to achieve. In fact, you've probably heard of the old saying that, if you really wanted to, you can indict a ham sandwich. So that's why it is important to note that even though, yes, she has been indicted here, it doesn't necessarily mean that there is enough evidence to convict her. Keep in mind that this is in fact a criminal case, which requires proof beyond reasonable doubt. And that is a much higher bar than what the grand jury had to decide on. Now, of course, based on the evidence that we do know that's out there and the charges themselves here in this particular case, it does seem like most of the evidence is probably actually available to the public, and there probably is enough to convict, in my opinion. But I did want to note the differences between the burdens of proof in an indictment versus a trial, because that is a huge difference between the two. However, the fact that the DA went through a full grand jury indictment here is worth paying attention to. You see, the DA also had another viable option available here, and that is called a superior court information, or an SCI. An SCI is basically a shortcut that would allow the prosecution to not need to put on a whole case in front of a grand jury. To do it, the defendant waives her right to a grand jury, and then the DA files a charging document. So basically the case moves forward without that extra step. Now, SCIs can be an indication that both sides are actively working more towards a plea deal as opposed to towards trial. That's because an SCI is much faster and simpler than a full grand jury indictment, and it does signal cooperation between the two sides. But here, it looks like the DA didn't go the SCI route. Instead, they took the time to present the case to a full grand jury. And that could mean that they are taking this case pretty seriously.
First of course, I will take it very seriously. Why? No. Why would there be a cooperation between two sides? Why would there be? We have one side who unlawfully, who did everything. That's what for you to get more money. Who doesn't give a fuck of another person? Why should they work together? And why should the DA work? Because this is a clear, this is an easy case to win. Well, there's evidence everywhere, from the guy's ring camera all the way to the video she made. It's an easy as fuck, bro. So no one is going the easy route. They are going to hammer on this shit, and they'll fucking and the what and what and what and she be caught guilty. Yes, I won't lie to you. I I don't know most of the law terms. So, but what I could get from this video is that she's about to be fucked up. Yeah, she's about to be fucked up. The fact that they said with a grand jury that only the prosecutor that was time before them anyone prosecute the evidence. That means in this sense the ground jury, although they may hear this outside, but at that moment the prosecutor can what? Put light, they can present the case in a way that Anderson, you are already guilty. But now you can go from guilty to super guilty, baby, because nobody is there. No one is there. Because honestly, you know you're fucked up, man. Because from what I'm saying, like this guy did say that it is mad anyway because it's like it is like you have stolen something. They've caught you. But if you have gone for trial, they may like you that you can be free. But a grand jury, only the grand jury and the prosecutor. The prosecutor can present the evidence. If the prosecutor is good, oh, nigga, she is shit. Yeah, she is fucking shit, bro. Yes.
which means they might be a little bit less willing to offer easy plea deals, maybe because they want to make an example here. Now, with that said, it is also totally possible that Henderson was in fact offered a plea deal before the indictment and that she turned it down. But if she did, I personally think that's a pretty foolish decision because the odds of her getting a better plea offer post-indictment are pretty slim. That's because the closer you get to trial, the less generous these offers tend to get. That is assuming, of course, that there isn't some sort of evidence that comes up that surprises everyone that is super beneficial to the defendant. Now, aside from that, some people might be wondering why this indictment took so long. I mean, the incident happened in October 2025. Then in November 2025, she was arrested. And now in April 2026, we are finally getting an indictment. So let's talk about that real quick. So under New York Criminal Procedure Law Section 30.3,
You see, from where this video is going, it's going to explain more and more law terms. And frankly speaking, I love where this is going. As I said, if she has been given a plea deal and she said no, it's foolish. Of course, we see right now, I am stipulating. I'm saying a hypothesis because right now, if she was given a plea deal, of course she would say no. Because she have the guts to say she's not guilty. Of course she say no because she believe that they'll do something better. But at the same time, sometimes all the law takes time. But you people, all the law takes time. While most of you, you will caught. And when the law caught up on you, you will punish for it. Right now, I don't know what is going to happen at the end of this video because I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch the end. But this whole video it is here to show light that actions have consequences. That's because that's because you believe. That's because you think. Yeah, because you think you are a woman, you can what? That's because you think you're a woman, you can get away with some what? With some what? Foul act. So some vile act. And what? And the fact that you claim you are assaulted. You, do you guys know how many men, how many people have fall under, have gone to prison because of what? False assault. Do you know how many people's life have what destroyed because of some women what falsely accusing them of sexual assault? Do you understand? Do you understand that? So right now, she will be an example of it. She will be a fucking example, and that's what I want to say over and over again. Nobody is above the law. Yes, nobody is above the law. Well, with all reasonable doubt, nobody is above the law. You see, when evidence are piled against you, no matter who you are, you see, you will be arrested, and you'll be fouled, and you reap the actions of your consequences. You reap them. I'm telling you. So once again, this is Obuno speaking. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and give me a comment section. And once again, this is not the whole video. I'm going to post a link to the whole video in the video. If you want to see what happened later, you want to click to the link and watch it all over again. So once again, thank you for your time. If you love the video, like, comment, and let me hear your thoughts.